Actually, I want to ask, Diablo, I want to actually ask you about your choice in the script to deal with sexuality. I mean, it's very, for a teenage horror film, it's very frank and very honest, which is a rare thing to see in horror films. So why did you choose to go that route?
I just feel like I never saw somebody say, put it in during a sex scene. Like, whereas during a regular sexual encounter, I think a time comes where you actually need to deal with the anatomical reality of that someone's got to put it in. But in the movies, it always just magically glides into the vagina. So I was like, someone needs to go, put it in. And that happens in this movie, and I feel like if I'd made any contribution to cinema at all,
Everyone else here. Yes, sir.
This one's to Megan and Amanda. What is your favorite scenes of film in this film?
What were your favorite scenes in this film?
everything. No. Favorite scenes. Okay, well, when the bar blew up, it was pretty crazy because an explosion, and it kind of set the basis of it.
And that day, actually, I believe Diablo had requested to be set on fire from head to toe, and somebody denied you that request too.
I wanted to do a full burn because I heard there was a movie where Burt Reynolds did one. And he totally defied, like, there's like insurance issues which prevent people from being lit on fire who aren't stunt people, but Burt Reynolds did it, and he got horribly injured. But I thought I wanted to try it, and in the end, they would not allow that to happen. I did get to stand next to someone who got a full burn, and I did get to be involved in the fire, but they caught me.
And actually, to Johnny, are you actually welcome back to Toronto, because you just spent a nice little period here on Scott. Cameras go wild. You were in Toronto on Edgar Wright Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
And you actually went to the Bloor Cinema for some of the films that Edgar presented there. Are you a horror film guy? Do you like horror films?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's a favorite? Put you on the spot.
The Shining, I have to say, is really good. And Jennifer's Body.
Do we have anyone else here?
Albert,
Yes, yell it out.
for the writer, do you have any plans for a sequel or perhaps even television as far as how you could take the direction of the needy character, and that is just this supernatural and powerful character?
Dude, if this becomes enough of a success, I will willingly make like fruit snacks. Like I'll do anything. I'd like Kleenex, any sort of television show, endorsement, mineral makeup. I'm willing to go in any direction that I might be encouraged to go by the studio. So if this movie makes a lot of money, like look for children's toys, teething rings. I mean, I'm all for it.
But do you see any concerns about, say, comparisons to other stuff in the past, like, say, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, for example?
I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That kind of comparison would make me very happy.
This question to Jason. Why a horror film? Why did you decide to put your producing strength behind the horror
I
film?
didn't write it. You know, whatever Diablo writes, I would show up. I love horror films. I go to see more horror films than I see comedies. I don't enjoy going to see comedies in theaters, but I love going to see horror films, and for some reason, there are tremendous classics that I still haven't seen, and yet I saw See No Evil in the theaters last year. I can't really speak to it. I remember as a kid, my dad had an enormous Laserdisc collection, and it was that Laserdisc of Nightmare on Elm Street that I cracked open while I didn't know it. That was probably the seminal movie-going experience of my childhood. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, I actually just love horror films, but more importantly, it's really to work with anyone standing on the stage right now. I would in a heartbeat.
I'm trying to play two more questions. Yes, sir.
What did Canada bring to the table that the U.S. couldn't? Why BC?
Why BC? What did Canada bring to the table that the U.S. couldn't?
We were actually able to really work in Vancouver with an incredible crew and an incredible base of people, and it could kind of look like Minnesota. I mean, we were really lucky.
The production design of the houses, there's kind of a really nice kind of decay to the houses and to the town. Can you talk about the choice to do that?
We're really lucky, I hope, because our production designer, our Gray Wall, is he still here? Yay! We met Arv, and I saw his work, and I just felt like this was going to be the right match. And every single day of shooting, I felt like I walked on the sets where things had been pushed just that much further, and there was a sense of just love and devotion in every single surface of the movie because of him. So, thank you, Arv.
Question?
Yes, sir.
All right. Look, I just have a question for Megan and Amanda and the other casters as well. I wish that Diablo Cody walked around with me and Rick wrote all my dialogue when I talked to everybody. I wonder how liberating it was for you to do this movie and say these kind of words and freak tard and all that stuff. And, you know, compared to the other stuff you do every day.
What?
The question was basically what it was like to be able to speak Diablo Cody's fine words and how liberating that was, how different that was from what their dialogue is like in other works.
It's for me, my character was extremely, she was sort of very unapologetic and really irreverent, and that's enjoyable to have the freedom to do that. And there are still jokes that I did in the scenes that I'm just now catching on, that I'm just now understanding what I meant. And there were days, like, Diablo couldn't be on set with us all the time, and so there were days that I would go to Karin and I would go, what the fuck does this mean? Well, I don't fucking know. Just shoot it anyway. Okay, and then as far as my stuff and your stuff, none of it was improvised. Diablo had just been, you know, she just won an Oscar, and they didn't want us to stray from her words, but I think
This dude couldn't resist.
yeah, Adam
I got a few clearances for a couple tweets, we'll call it.
Anybody else want to answer since you're holding the mic? How did you feel about it, Amanda?
It was tongue twisting sometimes.
Is it a challenge for you?
Yeah, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I'm proud to speak your words.
How do you feel, John?